Hey, hey, Facebook world. Welcome to the S Word Live. I now have to be on my little phone, not my laptop. Nothing else would work. I tried to dual broadcast this and cray, nothing. Who else has ever had that problem? Have you ever had technical difficulties? Well, today I'm going to talk about one of the major sales adjustments that you can make that will double your sales. I promise you. When I do my one-on-one strategy sessions with these amazing business owners, so often by the end of this, I'm like, okay, so give me your pitch. Like if we're on the phone together, I've been pre-framed, I've watched your stuff, I've been following you for a while, I've answered all your questions. Before we even got on the phone, I filled out an application. Now what? And so when I hear them, oftentimes there's one big problem and it's so easily fixed, and I'm going to share it with you today. So who here gets on the phone for sales calls, right? So are you using an application funnel? Are you getting people on the phone through a post or an app or a call to action inside of your email sequence? What is that thing? Are you getting on the phone, people? Because if you are, you may be doing this one thing, and it is so common, especially for women selling. So I just got the chance to spend an amazing weekend with some great, incredibly smart women in Yale University, and it was incredible. Hosted by Drew Stoy, and it was amazing. What I found was when we start talking and hanging out around the table, and whether it's happy hour or whatever, we are like, we can talk fast. Susie, you know this. So Susie's also in a male-centric environment. She comes from a male-centric business background, right? So dudes don't do that. When you hang out with dudes, they're not like, and guess what? And then, right? So it's different for them. Well, when we hang out together, if Joy and Susie were hanging out here in my backyard for a barbecue, we could probably each speak super fast and follow the conversation seamlessly. However, when it comes to a business conversation, it's easy to miss things, right? We can't just go from topic to topic to topic to topic to topic when we want to get to a very clear destination in a very short amount of time. And so back in the day, there was this book, and I probably should have pulled up a picture of it, but it was called Just the Facts, Ma'am. Just the Facts. And it was all about how to sell like a woman. I honestly don't remember the author. I should look it up. So I will. So the bottom line is it was on my nightstand. This is back, 20 years ago, and I'm a brand new person in the sales world, and all of my teachers are men. And they always said, Renee, you have to slow down. Hey, Christine, how you doing? Hey, I finally see you live, right? Hello, you've been traveling. I've been traveling. It's been amazing. So this one adjustment is something that if you focus on this during your sales calls, you will double your sales. I see it time and time again. So here it is. When you get into the phone call and you're talking to the person, if all the other pieces have been in place, if they've been pre-framed, if they've been pre-qualified, if there's somebody who already is swimming toward you, you're not chasing after them. When it comes to the questions that you ask them, here's the thing. We can only ask them one question at a time. So different, right? So when I put up in the title, this one thing that can double your sales, P.S., your husband might have been right, it was because I know my husband's like, whoa, I can only answer one question at a time, right? And he's in law enforcement, so he's used to being heat lamped. But I'm telling you that it truly does help both parties, especially women who have the tendency to, I know I do, ask more than one question at a time. So tell me about your business and tell me what's been working for you. Tell me where you've been. Tell me where you're at. Tell me where you're going, right? Who here's ever felt themselves say that? Or who has ever been on the receiving end of that? And so it's great if we're hanging out in the backyard for a barbecue because we totally can all follow the conversation. But it's not that great when we're in a sales conversation and we need to go from point A to point B with a very clear picture and get to a very clear destination within a short amount of time. Christine raises her hand. So whether this is live or on the replay, let me know. And I know Joy, you may have had this, as a therapist, they actually teach you to do this, right? This is part of their training. So I want to say, slow it down. So here's what I mean exactly. When you get into the phone conversation, again, if everything's been pre-framed, simply say, after breaking the ice and after you've set up where you're coming from, Ask one question at a time. So what are you looking to accomplish in the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? And then we stop talking and we listen. This part of the conversation is so hard for me. If you're ever live with me and we're actually having a sales conversation, you will oftentimes be like, I'll like, I'll literally like hold my jaw shut because it is so hard for me. Has anybody ever felt like this? Right? I'll literally like, or I'll have to like break away and I'll have to have my pen and paper and like be ready to take notes. It is so hard because it's not in our nature. But the thing is what is in our nature is that we do love to listen. We want to hear the whole story. And again, that is where women really excel in sales. We have that ability to lean in and to have that empathy and to understand silently without saying a word. So when we ask that one question and we stop and we truly listen, and we don't interrupt, we don't comment, we don't add anything to what they said, and we truly give them space, you will see an amazing result happen with your outcomes. So if you're getting on the phone with someone who is already wanting what you have, who's been chasing after you, who's been opening your emails, who's been listening to your phone calls, listening to your live streams, and you get on the phone and you can ask that one question, hey, Irina, hello. That one question, and then listen, and then give another question, and then listen. We will truly find a huge difference. I want you to go out this week. If you've got sales calls booked this week, I want you to circle back. Let me know how it worked out. How does this one thing that you're focusing on going into that conversation? Because there's a lot of things to think about in the sales conversation, but today, this one thing is asking one question at a time, stopping, listening, taking notes, not interrupting, not commenting, not adding to what they have to say. Let me know, circle back, let me know how that affects the results, the outcomes of your sales conversations, because I am the first one to say, I do not want you to get on the phone 100 times a week. I do not want you to chase people around. The whole dynamic is off. I want you to only talk to people that are ready to talk to you. And when you do, I want you to make it count. Let me know how it goes. I can't wait to see you next week. Irina says, that was the hardest thing for me to do. Genius, it helped me so much. Yes, Irina and I have worked together and it is so difficult. So let me know how it works. I will see you next week, Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't already, make sure you join my group. It's super freaking awesome. Entrepreneurial Parents Movement. It's so different to be an entrepreneur and to be a parent and to care about the world in a way, whether you're caring for old aging parents, caring for your fur babies. A lot of things have to take priority, including yourself. Have a great week. See you next time.